Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm talking about the premiere episode of The Flash. So I'm super excited to talk about this episode because it's been such a long time since we had our last Flash episode. Finally, we are back, and if you think I'm excited about The Flash, you'll see me tomorrow when I talk about Speedy for Arrow. But let's start talking about this episode. So here we get to see the aftermath of what happened in the finale. You had that big explosion and blue stuff going on, dimensions falling apart. So you had a lot of action in that finale. And now you see what happened during that finale, a little bit extra information, that Ronnie dies again, or officially dies. Maybe he'll come back to life. It's a superhero show, so you never know. And you see the team kind of separate because Flash feels guilty that Eddie died, that Ronnie died, that all these people died. But, you know, the rest of the Flash team, minus Caitlin, they want to bring the team back together. Plus Iris. You know, Iris is a big advocate for being part of the team, you know, again, or finally part of the team. So this is very much the journey of the Flash accepting his friends again and accepting to burden people with his responsibility. Know that it wasn't his fault. And, you know, sometimes casualties are going to happen and no one blamed the Flash for that. Now, the big villain for this episode was the Atom Smasher, which I personally don't know much about the villain, but I thought he was an okay villain. He kind of did his part. It wasn't really about the villain, it was just about how Flash couldn't defeat the villain without his team. So the villain and who the villain was, I felt wasn't as important as the main idea of the plot. Big things that happen here is that we get to see that Barry Allen's father is out of jail because Harrison Wells did say that he killed Nora, and this allows Barry's dad to get out, and everyone's happy, they're all celebrating, and then his father says, I can't stay here, you have a family, and you kind of just need to grow, and I'll be here for you, but you can't rely on me. And, you know, Barry's upset about it, but he does have his team back, including Caitlin. Caitlin definitely warms up to the idea. You know, that's definitely a pun there. She warms up to the idea. But yeah, the team is back together. They're kind of happy, and then you see Jay Garrick walk into the room, which I think at least I knew from following The Flash and the news pieces. I think we all knew that Jay Garrick would be that final cliffhanger. So what do I think about this episode? This episode was really awesome. It was a great premiere. Again, my only negative probably was the Atom Smasher. And I guess there's a little bit of slow parts in the episode, but that is really just to define what's going on in this time period. It's just to set up showing how important not just the Flash is, but the Flash team is. So yeah, the pacing's a little bit on the slower side, but definitely needed. It's not a negative because of it, because it is needed to have that slower pace. And then you have a ton of twists and turns in the end. Jay Garrick coming, introducing that Zoom will be the villain, because Atom Smasher said, oh, Zoom promised this, and then Barry's like, who the hell's Zoom? And he will definitely learn who Zoom is. Cisco being amazing, and Stein being amazing also. I really like that they added him into the group, and he had a really good chemistry with Cisco, and they were just kind of throwing out names for the Atom Smasher, and Cisco wanting to be part of, like, kind of the police force, or like an honorary member of the police force, so Cisco was amazing, as always. But another character I really enjoyed here was Iris. You know, Iris wanting to be part of the team and really being that voice of reason for Barry, as Iris always should be. That is her role, and I think she plays it well, and she finally wants to be part of Team Flash, and I think she's found her place in Team Flash. It doesn't seem unnecessary because she doesn't have powers, you know, like opposite of Arrow, where all of them have their kind of roles either in the field or outside the field. I think Iris is definitely finding her role in the Flash team, and I'm excited to see that grow throughout the season. And she played a vital role here, and this is the Iris I want to keep seeing throughout the season. So yeah, really good pilot. I think it was a good establishing episode to where the season's gonna go, but also had so many, you know, so many times where they're pulling at the strings of your heart, you know, your heartstrings. That scene where the family comes together, it really pulled your heartstrings because you've been waiting for that moment for Barry's father to come back. And there's just a lot of comic book moments I felt here, which I think Flash does really well. Like the meta comment that Cisco made about the flashlight, the flashlight. I guess you'd call it the flashlight, the flash spotlight, whatever you're gonna call it. And Cisco saying, oh, I think I saw her from a comic somewhere. So that was very meta. And then also that family reunion felt very Flash to me, because Flash is very much about family, especially if you read some of the later Flash stuff. It's very much about family and this kind of extended family, and they did that so well in this episode. But this was a great episode, and of course I'll be reviewing more Flash as we continue. Also, guys, I'll be live tweeting these shows on the Legends of Tomorrow podcast Twitter. So if you want to follow that Twitter account, I'll be live tweeting both Flash and Arrow, hopefully weekly. So check all that stuff out. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links from my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to check out the Kickstarter for Like Father Like Daughter issue 2. And I'll see you guys later in hopefully tomorrow's review for Arrow and the next episode for Flash. See you guys.